It is 7:45 at WNYU 89.1 FM. You are now tuning into A Break from Reality. Welcome back. This is A Break from Reality, as you just heard, and today is a special day. It's been a while since we've had a guest in the studio in the flesh, but today we do, and that's a wonderful thing. You want to give a quick introduction? I feel like you could better do it best.
On?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hello, my name is 999 Aj, and I'm a DJ from Toronto, and I love jungle, I love breaks, I love radio. Just really happy to be here.
It's wonderful to have you here. You're also here with your regular hosts, DJ Lime and DJ Magni.
Yes, I'm also here in the back.
Do you want to get a better mic? I can bring the other one over.
Really? Yeah, can you bring the other one over? And here we go. Got an interesting setup here. All right, sweet, we're on.
Now we have a lovely hour-long mix today for you from our guests that we're excited for you to hear. But before that, we wanted to have a quick conversation just to welcome you in.
Yay!
Yeah, well, first thing I want to ask you, we ask this to like every guest, like, what brought you in a jungle? It's a classic question.
Ooh. I feel like jungle music was the first kind of rave music I heard when I first started going to raves. And Toronto has a really big jungle scene. And during the pandemic, there was just like jungle raves all the time. And I really resonated with the sound, with the breaks and like the high energy. And then with like raga jungle, like growing up with a lot of like dub and like sound system culture. That really drew me to it as well. And then I just started diving deeper and deeper into jungle, and I met a lot of like Kenyans who are also into jungle. And I just became really like obsessed and like fixated on it. And I felt like it was like the one music that would relax me. And also just growing up being like a big gamer, like it just felt like my life was like a video game all the time, but jungle.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually, I think, the first answer like that I've heard. That it was like not the pandemic of being in, but eventually being out. Mm-hmm. That's what brought it to you. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
we get people from all over, so sometimes it's the kind of situation where it's like there's not as much of a scene, or like it's only every once in a while. It's kind of hard to find people, but you seem like you've had a lot of success being able to make a good community out of it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's definitely an underrated and kind of unknown outside of Toronto, like how big our jungle scene used to be. Mm-hmm. And the amount of kind of like OG junglists that are like really big in the UK that come from Toronto. So it's been nice to be like surrounded by that and just hear the stories of, everyone get on like a bus in the train station and drive to like the middle of nowhere and go to like a jungle rave in like the early 2000s and the 90s. So it's a cool Toronto history tidbit.
Shout out. I guess adding on to the Toronto scene and everything, like, how would you say, would you have any like collaborators that you like you want to shout out, or anybody like out in Toronto like doing jungle that you work with often?
Yeah, absolutely. Last Planet throws really, really sick jungle shows. I've played the show with Tim Reaper and Sully that they created, I think it was like 2 years ago now, but that show was like one of the best nights of my life. Like, big sound system, Sully and Tim were just like going crazy, and it was just amazing. And Marcus Visionary, he's like the raga jungle king. Like, I booked him for a party like 2 months ago, and he played like the most insane like soca raga jungle like mixes, just like straight off the dome, and I was like, oh my god. So both of them are really like killing the scene. And I have like my homie TJ Trax, like big junglist, and Dill and like Chemical Rave. They threw this amazing rave middle of the forest, this giant sound system until like 6 a.m. just like jungle breaks, techno. So the underground is pushing in Toronto, and I'm grateful to be a part of it.
That's dope. You want to say something?
We're happy it's still going.
Still pushing.
Have you interacted much with organizing events yourself?
I throw my own events. I've been throwing them for the past coming up 3 years now. Lots of jungle parties, Guam, Afrobeat sometimes, techno, like hardcore, just kind of like whatever I'm feeling and whatever DJ like pops in my like head. I'm like, oh, I should do a party. Yeah, homie here played one like 2 years ago now. Yeah, so Didi and Bastion go. We did a collab with a collective called Work That. And yeah, it's crazy how time just like flies. But yeah, I love throwing events.
Do you find people tend to enjoy the blend of things that come across?
Yeah, I feel like it's interesting because I get a different crowd for each party because it's a different type of music. So there's a few like consistent stragglers, but then it's mostly like a new crowd each time, which I think is kind of fun because it kind of shows that people are really just drawn to like the music.
Yeah. It's the kind of stories I used to hear about like how it was in the past. But you know, we've seen different things, at least in our experience. We did a show lately where it sort of wasn't that. You could tell it was very much like people were there for one thing and not another thing. And I totally understand. It can be very much, you know, you're in a certain sound, you're in a certain headspace, and the music is absolutely different. So it doesn't always drag out, you know, every single person you possibly could.
Yeah.
It's sometimes kind of hard to find your audience like across the night of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm like really clear about the genre because sometimes like not everyone likes jungle.
Yeah,
so
some people don't know what they're signing up
what's
for.
going on here. So yeah, it's kind of funny to see the different reactions to different types of music.
Would you what is it? Because you do a lot of techno, like you do like a whole lot of techno. Yeah. Would you say how'd you say like the techno and jungle connection is out in Toronto? Like, do you think there's much of a connection there?
Within the scenes, not so much. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of like two different worlds, but there is kind of like an electro resurgence happening now in Toronto, like Shadow Conductor and all the people throwing on electro shows, which I think is kind of resurfacing like the breaks kind of culture. So I feel like people are really like breaks recently. I've noticed the past 6 months or so, like it's really like people are like, wow, breaks.
All breaks.
Electro. I'm like, okay,
straight
that's cool.
Up. Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good stuff too, because having different tempos to move at is always nice. But I think for those who are really into breaks themselves, like in a production standpoint, it's good to be able to mix it up and know that there's still people who want that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think like I don't know. I think like I'm a big. We're both big like Gerald fans, like Joy fans, and like it's interesting like how I mean his sound, like, you know, he did so much techno, but like and a lot of his jungle stuff was like almost like that middle ground. It's sort of like, you know,
You can
like
really hear it. Yeah.
like sort of like the influence there was like it was just like the jungle stuff was so not like going like hard into like the massiveness, I guess, sort of like the subdued like grooviness, I guess, of like techno. It's like,
yeah, absolutely.
It's so interesting.
Yeah, and they're all like connected too. Like with jungle, like coming up in London heard a lot of Detroit techno on the radio, and you know that influenced a lot of the early London jungle sounds. So it's like all kind of like underground like black music genres when they first started to erupt were all influenced by each other. So
yeah, straight up.
I think you hear that a lot in like Gerald's sound. Yeah.
There's like that whole like universality to it, you know. And I mean, like, what is it? And you also do radio as well, right? Yeah. Like, how's like that been? Like,
I love radio. Like, I'm like I'm a radio geek. Like, I started DJing because of radio. I have a residency with like Oroco Radio, and then a residency with CS Radio, which is in Toronto. Then I have like my own radio, which I use it more as like an archive, and like I also just, you know, have like my homies on it who want to like do a mix. But yeah, I just love radio. I think that I've met so many amazing people through radio, and it's just a great way of like building like a sound and also like community and just a place to just yap and just have a place to store your music. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a special thing for us too. I mean, we've been doing it for almost 3 years now,
Amazing.
So it's yeah. I know that we've been advertising like it's the last semester, but I would be sincerely shocked if this was the last thing we ever did in radio.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much net radio going on. The internet is becoming a very big place for you know, just like the movement of music, you know, and like being able to host stuff like that. I mean, like, what is it? I mean. I was curious because you like, you know, since you DJ, you organize, and you do and you're actually starting up a label this year. Like, how's it been like managing all of that, like, you know, over the years?
I don't know. I feel like everything kind of just is naturally like flowing within each other. Like every time I do an event or do like a radio show or talk to someone, it's like I just get like this like new idea. And yeah, I never do anything that feels forced. Everything has felt like really natural, and I felt like even like deciding to start a label, I was like, I know so many producers. I'm getting so many tracks. This will be great, but live somewhere. I'm like, oh, I can just start a label. I feel like I just see life as kind of like an open world game. I was like, you know, I can like really, like, I can just like choose my own adventure. Like I can just do this. So yeah, I try to, you know, do everything with as much attention as I can, and like take breaks when I can, and just also I just really want to stand like the test of time. Like I'm really like taking my time with it. Like I'm not rushing. Yeah. Because I feel like I'll be doing this like in my 90s too.
Yeah,
you know?
that's,
like,
that's a good attitude to have.
You know,
for sure.
time will build things, and I'm not really in a rush to, you know, reach some goal. But I just want things to just flow and be intentional and just attract the right people. Because yeah, it's a communal effort. Definitely not doing anything alone. Like yeah, everything is in a community, and things like this is amazing too, because y'all brought me into your community of radio, and that's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. Just like watering the ideas as they come, taking the time and care that they need. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, like a little garden.
The jungle garden.
The jungle garden. Whoa. EP cover.
Whoa. Yeah, I'd say like what is it? What are your perspective about like this year in regards to all of your many endeavors? Do you have anything your perspective about like looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm excited to get the first compilation out for the label.
Yes.
No idea what that's gonna look like, but I'm excited to see. I'm excited to hear it, even though I'm gonna be hearing the music. But I'm like, I feel like it's gonna be really satisfying to see like a collection of, you know, tracks from like Black artists. Yeah, I'm just like excited to just dive deeper into like my own practice, you know, get into production, you know, get better at like vinyl, and also want to like travel more. I feel like I really love sound system culture, and I would love to just travel around and visit different sound systems and visit more radios, and just see what the world has to offer. But yeah.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we're glad to have you here, you know, as one stop in your...
Exactly.
Yeah, music is such a good venue for that.
Exactly. Because I feel like the most beautiful thing I feel like about getting to DJing and everything is just how much smaller the world becomes, but not like in a bad way, in the sense that like I can pick a country and like be like radios in this country, and then I find people, and then I'm like, now I have like a guide, and now I have people to yacht to. So I think that's just a really beautiful thing about music. It's around the world, truly.
Straight up. I mean, a lot of people are just like a DM away, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're reaching the top of the hour now on WNYU.org and 89.1 FM. Before we begin your mix, do you have any cool tracks you got waiting to play tonight? Any people want to shout out? Any artists?
Yeah, I have a lot of, you know, some like Tim Reaper, of course, Ali, Marcus Visionary, some Mia Koden, some Bastion Goat. It's gonna be a fun ride.
And we're excited to sit down and be on that ride. Yeah. But yeah, it's now 8 p.m. on WNYU.org and 89.1 FM. You're tuned into Break from Reality with DJ Lime,
DJ Magni,
and our ghost 99 Hadj, and we're so excited to bring you the mix. You want to do a little PSA before we start, and then we'll set up, and then we'll be on our way.
Sweet.
If you have a sudden severe headache, sudden dizziness, or sudden trouble walking, talking, or seeing, you could be having a stroke. Remember that acronym FAST: face, arm, speech, and time. For more lowdown on stroke prevention, call 1-888-4-STROKE or visit strokeassociation.org. But of course, if you think you're having a stroke, call 911. Once again, that's 1-888-4-STROKE or strokeassociation.org, because time lost is brain lost. This has been a public service announcement from WNYU. And with that, we're ready. So stay tuned. You're about to hear it live.
WNYU. So why hear the words, you know? So like a bit and different style. Listen, 16 track thing. Listen, 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 listen. Acapella style. Listen. So like a different style. So I got spin a different style. Different style. So I got spin a different style. Tracking, acapella style, listen.
Ganja, ganja.
Heights, where the man they are forward from?
School air.
So no one can fool I. Heights straight. The man the engine pretty do I tell you.
Ganja plant or fragrance of our ganja plant.
Oh my God.
Yeah, talk boy, you play big tune. You can't play tune like the boy. You are your big tune, boy. Sound boy.
Come on, cruise for me.
Hey, I just saw Johnny walking down the street and he's such a fucking twat. Such a fucking twat. I said I'm in Covent Garden. He had that little swag on with his jacket, you know, like on his shoulder. You know how he does, and he had that little swag. Yeah, he's so annoying. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Thank you everyone for joining us. That has been The Mix. You heard it here first. And this has been A Break from Reality on WNYU 89.1 FM with your hosts,
DJ Lime.
And DJ Magni. We'll be back next week with more junglistic action. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We'll be back next week, same time. Only here on WMYU. All right.
Thank you very much to our guest, 99 Adj. You want to tell us any social medias we could follow you on?
Yeah, you can follow me at 99 Adj and my collective 99 Herd. Yay.
You heard your folks. You heard your folks. Yes. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow them there. And please stick with us for next week for our next guest. Take care. Have a great night.